Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back for round 4 of RM Fantasy MXperts. I'm Chase.
I'm Charles.
And we are your hosts. Thank you for joining us. If you are live right now in the chat, what's going on, people? Thank you for joining us. We got a good show. We got Benny Bloss, who's going to be calling in here in just a little bit. He has signed a 2-year deal with Factory Beta. So, couple good.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, we're going to pick his brain about that. I'm curious to know, like, is the bike similar to anything he's ridden? Because Benny's ridden just about every bike out there. Yeah. So I kind of want to hear his thoughts on that. And other good news, too, Ken Roczen, the 94. Father's Day, I guess they asked, his wife said he just wanted to do something fun for Father's Day. And so he's going to come race High Point.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him ride.
That's the only good news we've gotten this whole outdoor season.
Yeah.
Because other than that, it's just been injuries. So Ken Roczen coming back, that gets me excited. I don't know. Put in the comment right now where you guys going to put Kenny for this weekend's overall. Can he podium? Charles?
I think he does.
Right now I have him 4th.
Uh-huh.
Where do you? I mean, I think he beats AC. He beats. Man, that's tough though, because he hasn't raced an outdoor national on the RMZ 450.
Right.
So that's the only question mark I have. But Kyle Chisholm, Derek Drake, those guys have all been shredding outdoors. Yep. So maybe Kenny's just taking some of their settings. I don't know, but he's going to be there. Anyway,
we can talk about it more later, but I'm
excited.
In second. I think he's going to come out fired up, ready to go.
Hey, Charles, let's talk about points real quick. How many points did you get this weekend?
I don't want to talk about it this weekend.
Well, I want to talk about it.
There was no booyah. How many points did you get?
There was no. That's honestly is probably one of the best parts of my weekend. There was no booyah text. It was just like, okay, that means I probably outscored him. Yep. I got the podium right. So I'm pretty sure I got like 81 points or something like that. What'd you get?
Yeah, let me see.
We can look this up real quick, Mr. Chuck.
I got somewhere around 70.
Oh, gosh. Let's see here. I got, click here to see previous points and standings, 80 points. Whew. Hey, is Anderson, Anderson's back on the bike, but he's not motoing. He's not racing yet. You tried to psych me out and say that Anderson was going to be racing.
I thought he was.
False news. Fake news over here. Fake news Chuck trying to tell me Anderson was going to be motoing this weekend. It ain't happening.
It was a test.
But he is back on the bike, so I am excited about that. Okay. Let's get into this here. So I smoked you on points. That is good to know.
Yeah, I got 56.
Ooh. Ouch, Chuck.
One is guaranteed, and then the rest is just a gamble. You know,
it is true. You pretty much have at least one guaranteed pick right now, Jett Lawrence.
If you get less than 25.
But everybody's getting the one guaranteed pick.
Yep.
Right now, for this weekend, we'll get into it. The wild card's 14th. The wild card's almost impossible. Like when you look at the list of riders we're going to talk about, you've never heard of half these guys, and you look at some of the results; they're just really sporadic.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the riders, I can't remember who, but some of them were had a high 20s finish last week and then a lower teens and ended up right around 12th overall or 14th overall. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah. All right. Perfect scores in the chat. Who got a perfect score? Let's see here. Did someone get a perfect score?
Zach
Attack Maniac. How did you know? I mean, he must have watched qualifying and put Master Pool in there. I'll be totally honest. I was busy. I didn't catch qualifying. I saw the results. I didn't get Master Pool happy. I didn't put him in there, and he just basically shocked the moto world.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Awesome.
It was pretty awesome. So shout out to Zach. I like that. Okay, let's see here. Let's get into it. We're headed to High Point. And don't remember, Sid, let's show the people what they want to know. Let's show them the grand prizes up here real quick. This is why you're playing RM Fantasy MX this year. We're giving away a brand new Gas EX300 fully decked out with parts and accessories that is sitting right here in our shop. Second place, you get a Fantic XTF carbon e-bike. Third place, we're going to bring you out here to Utah, take you down for an amazing ride down there at Whitewash near Green River, Utah. Fourth place, you get an MSR spending spree, $2,000. You know you could buy with $2,000, Charles?
That's a lot of gear.
That's a lot of gear. And then we're going to do an entire Tusk wheel hookup and a tire changing stand, all the other goodies. RM spending spree, you get $1,500 to buy all the goodies you want at Rocky Mountain for our cash. And then Recluse Clutch, the winner gets to choose whatever Recluse Clutch they want. And then 8th place, Alpine Stars, big shout out to them, $1,000 spending spree. 9th place, a Tax Graphics prize package with the Cherubies as well. And then 10th place, Tusk Tool spending spree. So again, I want to reiterate, we want to give a big thank you to the sponsors that sponsor fantasy. Without them, fantasy'd still be fantasy, but we just wouldn't have these killer prizes that get everyone pumped to play for. So spend money, support the brands that support us. And then, Charles, show these people what's up for grabs this week.
All right. So this week, first place, you get some ASV levers. Second place, you're getting the 7 spending spree. Third place, Rhino Power. Fourth, a Fly Racing Formula CP helmet. Fifth place, you're getting some stuff from E-Line. Sixth place, O'Neill. Seventh, Scott. Eighth place, getting a Works Connection Factory Force stand. Ninth place, a Cherubies spending spree. 10th place, you're getting the Tusk truing stand and Tusk spoke wrench kit, which is awesome. Got to take care of those spokes.
I like it. Okay, well, that being said, let's get into some player stats here. So overall results, Jett Lawrence just riding around at 80%, making life boring. We need to make racing great again, and we need Jett to get a bad start. We need something to happen.
Yep.
I just want to see somebody else lead. He has led every lap. He's led every lap. And when he started third, he's in first 2 corners later. But
yeah, it's insane because with him riding at 80% or whatever, he's able to avoid all those mistakes.
Well, look, I don't think I'm trying to remember who we talked about in last week's show, but there was only one other rider who has gone 4-0 and their big bike debut. And now Jett's 6-0. And he's led every lap. Sure, the field is weak. Chase Sexton, Tomac, some of these guys aren't there, but I don't care. Like, what he's doing is ridiculous. And folks, right now, I'm going to tell you, if you're watching these motos and you want to get better as a rider, I don't care what discipline you ride, we're going to show you just an example in today's highlights. You need to watch how Jett rides a motorcycle and apply that to what you do, because he does things that these other guys aren't doing, and it is just unreal, his technique. So, honestly, I feel like he has the technique that Chase Sexton has. Like, they're both very proper on the motorcycle. Body position always seems perfect. But Jett just does these sneaky little things with either line choice, like we're going to talk about, that just blows my mind. And that's why he's able to ride so fast but not look like he's trying that hard.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's something you pointed out earlier that we'll get into it.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Okay, here we go. So those are your results. Let's talk about points here. I know Sid just had those up on the screen. And forgive me right now if I'm going to cough. I've been battling this cough I'm getting over, but Charles, take it away.
Okay, yeah, average points, 64.64, better than me, dang it.
Oh, I'm alive, okay.
Perfect scores by round. We've got 126 for round 1, 118 for round 2, and then round 3 tricked a lot of people. 7 people got a perfect score.
Well, that's what Ty Masterpool does when he gets 4th overall. He does that to you.
Yep.
He gets 7 perfect scores.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. 96% had Jett for the win. Not even Tomac's ever had those numbers when he was just crushing, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of impressive. 21% had AP for second. 33 had Webb for third. He's the only rider other than Sexton had more than 1% of players pick him to win. I'm going to cough again. Charles, take it away.
Yeah, then 12% had AC picked for 4th. So, yeah. Anyway, moving down, we've got 6% had Ferrandis in 5th place. Wildcard picks. Chisholm, 31%. Norin, 24. Harlan, 7. The Curcio and Boutron, they were tied at 6%. And then Welton, 1.9%.
Charles, you sound so enthusiastic right now reading these stats, dude. I just went 45 minutes without a cough once, and now I'm dying right now.
That's just how it goes. Anyway, yeah.
Hey, what?
Oh, I was just giving the last one.
What is it? Masterpool? 3%?
Yeah.
Yeah,
3%
people are onto something.
Had them in their top 5. 0.66 had them for their wild card. So, kind of interesting.
Kind of interesting, though. Beta two-stroke... Wow. Beta two-stroke brought this up, and I wanted to talk about this, but since he mentioned now, I'll talk about it now. Did you see the press conference after the races?
I didn't see the press conference.
It's pretty funny. So Coop, he's on the podium, and somebody asked him, they brought up Ty Masterpool, his awesome ride, and they were like, what are your thoughts on Time Master Pool and this and that? And Coop, you could tell, was just like, you really? Like, you're asking me about another rider's performance right now? Like,
not cool.
And so Coop, well, first he's like, oh, was that question for me? And that, the reporter's like, yeah, what do you think? And Coop, basically just said, yeah, it was great. Good job. My day, and just immediately diverted to his day. Oh, 100%. And then Jett and AP were both just cracking up because they all know it's like, Coop was just like, dude, why are you asking me about Time Master Pool? I just thought it was funny. So, yeah, it was good. Okay. Is there anything else other than my cough just terrorizing me right now in the middle of the show? I'm sorry, people. I'm coughing a lot. A shot of olive oil would be a good idea, actually.
Should we jump into highlights?
Let's do it right before we get Benny Bloss on the phone here. Let's do it. Start it off, Chuck. So this begs the question. We had another big pileup in 250 Moto 1.
Yep. I believe Shimoda went down in that one too.
A whole bunch of dudes. I think it was Styles Robertson or Jett Reynolds who kind of started that. If you watch his Instagram clip, right there. Guillaume Ferez, broken arm. You can see his arm literally just looks like a limp noodle right there. Brutal to see. Another rider goes down in the first crash turn. So this begs the question, because other people have talked about this, and I want to hear everybody's thoughts in the chat. Calf man or cough man? That's a good question. They went to the starting grates, which have eliminated one more variable of getting out of the gate, right? Because when you didn't have it, the conditions were all just a little bit different behind the gate, just a little bit more things that you had to worry about. Now with this, are we struggling, like my cough? Are we having these pileups because riders are all getting off the gate more evenly, and so they're barreling into these first turns closer together? So there's not as much separation. Do you think, Chuck?
I kind of think so, but
is there a theory here? Are we onto something? I know other people have talked about it.
I think it's that. Also, just with you got 40 riders coming together, top of the hill. But yeah, it's pretty bad with these gates.
I don't know. I don't know if it's the gates. I'm just bringing up a point here, and I don't have any data to back this up. It just feels like we've had a lot of just big first turn crashes. But I could be totally wrong.
No,
we have them every year. Mm-hmm. All right, anyway, that's said. Next talking point, Deegan being Deegan. And we saw this in Supercross when it was him and his teammate, Jordan Smith. Now here's a great example. Look, Hunter Lawrence is clearly the faster rider here.
Right.
And Deegan's looking over. He sees him. Fully cross jumps right there. Left side of the jump to the right side. That is dangerous. If I'm Hunter right now, I am pissed. I'm fuming with the fact that just happened. Oh, dude, shout out to my supervisor, Wes, who just brought me a cough drop in the middle of the show.
Yep.
Okay, anyway, Charles, give me your thoughts.
It just shows the maturity of Hunter, like being able to handle the situation in a good way. And then Deegan, I mean, it really just shows how bad he wants it. And that is the reason why he's riding up front, because he really wants it. But
he does.
Is it? Yeah. Number one, I think it's dangerous. Number two, I mean, I don't know, just not a...
Well, look, it shows the maturity of both riders, right?
Yes.
You've got Hunter, who is mature enough to know, and he said after the race, he's like, I know how he's going to race.
Yep.
So, therefore, I'm going to be smart about when I plan to get around this guy. Deegan, on the other hand, it shows, I feel like, a lack of maturity. And I'd be surprised if, at this point, if either his dad or his team hasn't said something to the lines of, look, we get it. You don't want to get past, but this isn't smart racing. You're not doing yourself any favors. You're only going to put a target on your back.
Doesn't look good.
It's like, if Hunter's a faster guy, the mature rider's going to say, okay, you are faster. If you get by me, I'm going to latch on to you. I'm going to see what lines you're taking and see if I can get faster and then pass you back. This isn't the way to do it. I don't know. How do you guys ever feel? I don't know. And then Hunter comes in and just stuffs him into that corner. And honestly, I thought at a certain point, I was like, dude, Hunter's going to punt this kid off the track.
Yeah.
I really did think that was going to happen. So
I thought
I don't know. We'll talk to Benny Bloss about it.
Yeah, you don't want to be easy to pass, but you don't want to ride dirty either. So Anyway.
Speaking of Benny Bloss, Sid, give us a thumbs up when you're ready to rock and roll. But it sounds like Mr. Benny Bloss, the latest signee, is that a word, signee?
It is now.
The latest contracted rider to ride for Factory Beta Racing in 2024 and I believe 2025 is on the line right now. One of the coolest guys in the pits. Benny Bloss, how are we doing, sir?
What's up, Benny?
Oh, doing good. How are you guys doing?
Dude, we're just over here bench racing. I can't stop coughing. I'm getting over this cough. Cough drops during the show. Hey, are you all healed up? Collarbone's good? Are you riding or what?
I've been riding a little bit. Mostly just trying to relax, enjoying my time off, which is really, really weird for me, but it's been really nice. I just started getting back into the off the bike training this week, so that's been a little brutal, but I'm having fun. Body feels good, and yeah, just enjoying my time.
Well, hey man, go ahead.
So you're on one of the new betas, training on one of those right now.
I haven't got any of the new betas yet. I rode it in California a little bit, and then I came back here to Missouri, and supposed to be getting some fun bikes to play on here soon. But we'll start our Supercross testing on the 450 mid-August, maybe end of August. So.
All right. Well, hey man, congratulations. It's got to just be a huge weight off your shoulders. You've been doing the privateer life now for a few years, and to get a 2-year deal on beta when you know you're getting the factory support, that's got to be a good feeling.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy for me. It's definitely a huge weight off my shoulders. It's so much stress is just gone, which is awesome. Knowing that I have the security of a 2-year deal and I can just really focus on my whole program. Man, I'm just super excited and thankful that they thought of me, and yeah, I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, were you surprised that your name was brought up? That they called you? Did somebody that you know that is close with Beta refer you? Do you know how that all kind of came about?
I don't really know if they were just watching the Supercrosses, and I did all right. I didn't really feel like I did great. It was definitely a bit of a shock. I had talked to them probably midway through Supercross about coming there and testing the bike. And then I got hurt at Nashville, so that postponed it. And a couple weeks after that, they had called me and they were just like, "Hey, would you be interested in a 2-year deal?" And at that time, I had committed to World Supercross, and I was able to get out of the World Supercross deal and sign the beta deal. And they're like, we don't want you to race World Supercross. We don't want you to race outdoors. We want you to just relax, and we'll start our testing late summer. And
so next race is in January.
It was kind of like the perfect situation. Yeah.
And is your deal a Supercross? Are they going to be doing outdoors too? Are you doing the whole series for the next 2 years?
So the current plan right now is to do all of Supercross both years, and then do a couple 3 or 4 outdoors.
Is that
not
just
the full season?
Is that to qualify for the SMX playoffs? Is that kind of the purpose behind that?
I don't know if that's really the purpose. I think that it's more just kind of starting off slow, not necessarily trying to, jump into the whole thing off the start. But I think maybe if we're doing really good, maybe we'll end up doing more outdoors. I'm not sure.
Okay. And kind of easing back into the riding, are you going to ride some outdoors first, like most guys do, to kind of get fitness, or are you just jumping straight into Supercross?
Just straight back into Supercross. So I'm trying to I pretty much have taken the last 7 weeks or so off of pretty much everything. And so this week I'm back on a diet. I'm back cycling and working out, and it's just been horrible. But it's been fun. So hopefully get some bikes soon, start riding, having fun on the bike, and then like I said, late summer I'll go out to California, and we'll have 4.5 months of just straight testing and getting the bike ready and Supercross training. So
that's awesome. And I heard you'd signed the deal before you'd even ridden the bike. So and it leads me to, so you have ridden the bike, correct? You've hopped on it. You've done some laps.
I did sign the contract before. Just they made me believe that it was going to be a really good deal, and I felt like it was the right decision to make. And so signed the contract, and I want to say maybe a week after I signed the contract, I flew to California and rode the bike a little bit and was very happy with it. So
Yeah, and you said that your wife told you, well, what if you hate it? And you said, well, what if I love it? So I like that mentality.
I'm just trying. I'm trying to be as positive as I can, and like even if I had gone out there and not liked it, we have a lot of time to get the bike ready, and they're committed to doing whatever they need to for us to get the bike good. And so to leave California having really liked the bike was super nice, and just I feel like have the least amount of stress in my life right now than I've had, and pretty much since I've turned pro. So it's been nice.
It's good.
That's awesome, man.
What do you like about that bike?
Yeah, you've ridden all the brands, all the bikes over the years. Is it similar? Can you say, is it similar to any one specific bike?
It's not really that similar, to one specific bike. Most people think it's more like a KTM, but it's kind of like an in-between, kind of felt in between the Austrian bikes and the Japanese bikes. I just like the chassis felt really good, and the suspension that they had was super balanced and worked really well together, which is a huge plus. And I don't know, it's just like even riding to the track felt really, really comfortable for my height on it. I wasn't like crammed or anything, and that's a hard battle for me. So
yeah, I remember when
it was. We had a tall seat and the bars that I liked, so it was like immediately as soon as I got on the bike, I was like, okay, yeah, I can ride this.
Okay.
What suspension are they going to have on this one? I know
KYB.
KYB. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay. Awesome. Hey, here's a question. So I assume you've been watching all the outdoor motos, right? Which part of you stoked that you're not racing because you have all this time to prep, but you also got to be a little bit bummed, like with how the field is, knowing like you shine in outdoors, and you've told me before that you like outdoors more than Supercross. Just suits your riding style. You just like moto, but maybe that's changed since then. I don't know. But watching Jett ride, what do you see? Because everyone's talking about how he doesn't look like he's trying very hard, which I agree. He has a style and a finesse on the bike that nobody else currently has. I feel like he has the same form as Sexton, but where I think Jett is better right now is line selection, light on the bike, and just being even that much more efficient. What have you noticed about Jett's riding that is making him so much better than these other guys right now?
I mean, man, if you watch him ride, there's really not much that he does wrong on a dirt bike. Like, I can't really point out anything like watching him ride where I'm like, oh, he could do that better.
Right.
I mean, realistically, he rides the bike pretty much perfect, and he's just super fast. Before the season, while we were riding Supercross, I was training there with him and his brother and Chance and the boys, and like watching him ride outdoors on the 450, I was just like, I told everyone that I knew, I'm like, I think he's going to win the championship no matter who's in it. This, before Tomac and Sexton had issues, and just, he was crazy fast and really smooth. And everyone I told was like, no, he might be okay, but there's a lot of fast guys. And like, I don't think you understand. And it's not really a shock to me now just doing so good. But I think that him and his brother, and Chase too, just they ride the bike so good. Their technique is so good. There's just, me personally, I can't really point out anything they do wrong. That's obviously a point.
I've noticed I feel like Jett is really, really patient, especially on tracks like Fox Raceway, where he looks like he's not maybe carrying as much roll speed through a corner, but he's not making the mistakes. So he's getting like the perfect drive out, and that's where he makes up a lot of time, I feel like. Okay. Do you think going to the East Coast tracks, now you've raced High Point a million times. I don't know if the track, I feel like High Point's like an East Coast track, but has more West Coast kind of dirt. Correct me if I'm wrong. But do you think going east is going to help AP, Ferrandis, and some of these other guys maybe close the gap up a little bit? So a point that I brought up with Freddie Norm when he was on is the East Coast dirt, it stays softer, doesn't get as square edgy. And I feel like it makes it to where your chassis setup doesn't have to be as perfect to be able to go faster. So maybe Ferrand to some of these guys that quite don't have the chassis feel that they're looking for, it's going to be a little bit more forgiving on these East Coast tracks.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. They just get so gnarly though, just in different ways. I don't. It's hard to say if it'll make everyone closer to him. Just because it's hard to tell watching him ride these first couple races if like how much effort he's been putting in, because it doesn't look like he's like giving it everything he has. It kind of looks like he sprints in the beginning and then just manages the race.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to say. High Point, I feel like it's a lot like Colorado. It'll be really ruddy, and the dirt is kind of similar. I guess it depends on the year, but hills, and it gets nasty. But man, I don't know. It's tough to say. It'd be cool to see more battles up front, but I mean, the battles for the top 5 have been really good outside of first, so it's kind of cool to see other guys that you don't necessarily see doing good, up there in the battle. And it's also extremely frustrating and horrible to watch, but
Yeah.
it's I think the race has been good.
Jett this year reminds me of Kenny Roczen in 2016 when he just looked like he wasn't trying very hard and just smoking everybody and went, 20 out of 24 moto wins or something like that on a Suzuki, just like cruising around in third gear. Hey, what about Master Pool? So James Stewart brought up in the broadcast, I don't know if you were listening to that, but about just the chassis and the bike setup. What are the advantages, like with the full factory bike? I mean, are these guys really shooting themselves in the foot by having a stiffer setup compared to Matt? Like, do you know what I'm talking about? Did you hear James Stewart commenting on this?
Yeah, I heard him, and he said it multiple times throughout the day.
Does it carry that much weight? Like, can you attribute that much of Master Pool's ride to just the fact that he wasn't on such stiff factory, chassis and suspension?
I don't think really that much. I honestly think it was just he was riding really, really, really good, and he was riding the track how the track needs to be ridden.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's technically pretty good, and I know they ride nasty, rutted tracks a lot. So I think the biggest thing for his performance last weekend was just the fact that he rode the track really good, and he wasn't worried about where he was at in the race. He just focused on himself and racing the track, and I think it worked out for him. So
okay, fair enough.
It's hard to say on the factory bikes being stiffer, because you can always make them softer, right? And
yeah,
I don't know. It's tough. James knows a little more than me, probably. So
yeah, I heard him talking about like it takes a little more effort to make it softer, and then if the factory riders make it softer, then they're not going to be comfortable. And he's saying it's not as easy as it sounds, but
yeah, they brought up a good point. They talked about how you guys ride such stiff setups for Supercross that when you go to motocross, I don't know if you can shed some light on this, but riders tend to start out way too stiff, but it feels soft compared to a Supercross setting, and then they just slowly get softer and softer and softer as the year progresses. Is that sound about right, or what do you think?
100%. 100%. Because no matter what, when you go to an outdoor setup after riding Supercross for however many months, it feels so soft and so weird. So you automatically want to make it stiffer. And it's hard because you really want it to be soft. Like I remember when Hurlings came to Ironman, watching his bike was just like, it seemed so incredibly soft compared to everybody else's.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes sense because they only ride outdoors. So his setup is really, really good on outdoors. It just would feel really weird to us to ride that, especially once right when we get off Supercross.
And go ahead.
It makes it tough having 2 weeks after the last Supercross to the first outdoor. There's not a lot of time there to fix yourself.
I would imagine you'd get way more tired with a stiffer setup. Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah.
Definitely. Especially starting at a track like Paula and then going to Hangtown. It's like, it'd be one thing if you're racing on a really soft track, but those tracks have such a hard base that
You can't
it's
start
tough.
with two worst tracks. Like Paula on just like Paula for the first few hours is a fun track, but after that, it's totally. I've only ridden on just like normal weekend warrior days. I've like so the national prep's a completely different beast.
Yeah.
So like I hate Paula, right? And Paula won 2022 in practice, was one of the best tracks I've ever rode in my life.
Like
And I was just
Saturday morning
like
practice.
the dirt was so good. It was just like, it was perfect. And that's how you knew. It was like, this is not going to be good today. Because if it's good to start, it's not going to last, right?
No.
So Paula 2022 was like, they flooded it. And I mean, it was 115 degrees or something too. So
That's a
played a
factor.
part,
Yeah.
I hate
to.
hate Paula. So
Well, did you notice how muddy Thunder Valley was for practice Saturday morning this year? Like you could tell they were like, we are not going to let this thing dry out. And it looked like basically first practice, talking to other guys, it's just a mud race. If you're out for first practice, you're just on a mud track. Hey,
I got to feel bad for the 250B guys.
Oh gosh, brutal. Are they usually the first ones to go out?
Yeah.
Underpowered bikes at elevation on a mud track. Sweet.
Good times.
Hey, do you have a gear deal and all that signed for 2024? Are you sticking with FXR and Orion that, or what are you doing?
I don't have all my deals done yet, but I'd say I'll probably be looking pretty similar to this year.
Awesome. Well, look, Benny, you're a busy man. I say it every time, but you are. You got to go suffer a little bit more and do some more training. But hey, we're just stoked for you. You've worked hard your whole career. You've had to do more privateer riding than most guys can ever dream of. And so for you to get this 2-year deal, have that peace of mind, that security, I think is phenomenal. And with Beta, making their presence known in the U.S., I think they're gonna be out to prove a point. And so congratulations on what you got going on. We wish you the best of luck and excited to see what you got going on later on this year for us.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you having me on, and look forward to it.
Okay, man. We'll talk soon.
See you later.
Thanks.
See ya.
Bye.
It's a good dude.
Such a good dude.
Shout out Christian Martinez. Okay, there you go. Benny Bloss, everybody. All righty then. Where were we? We're in the middle of some highlights here, weren't we, Carls?
Yeah, we just showed Deegan.
There it is. That was for Gunny. Gunny said, there it is, dude. Shout out to Wes for the cough drop.
Yeah.
Saved me.
Such a good dude, too.
Such a good dude for rooting me in
What
a
a guy.
cough drop.
Yeah.
I'm a little iffy on the flavor of this cough drop.
Oh, what is it?
Couldn't even tell you. It's like honey lemon. It feels like I bought like a Whole Food store. It's like has like a I don't even know.
Tough to get a good one.
It's a rabbit hole I'm going down. All right.
Anyway.
How about Plessinger Ferrandis crash? We put this
Yeah.
on here. I kind of feel like Ferrandis maybe needs to have a little bit more track awareness. I don't know. He said he couldn't see AP. I'll call it a racing incident.
Yeah.
But AP charged all the way back to what? I think 4th in this moto. So, yeah, props to those guys. Dude, Masterpool even went down in the first corner
Yeah,
there.
and then,
He was dead last.
yep. I can't remember where he finished, but he got up there, and so he was dead last, and then I think it's this next clip.
I think
coming up.
Masterpool finished like 8th or something like that in Moto 1.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, too, I want to give a shout-out to the Bruff brothers, McCoy Bruff and Gavin Bruff. They are the sons of Gary Bruff, who owns and runs the RMX series in Utah and down in Mesquite, Nevada. They do the Moto 86 Winter Series. McCoy qualified and almost scored points in both motos in 450s, and Gavin was running in like 19th or 20th in one of the motos in the 250 class. So shout out to those guys because I love them. Great family. And I just got to give them a shout out.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Represent.
All right.
Nice work.
Okay, what was the next thing here? Ferrandis. Oh, here we go. Okay, this is what I was talking about earlier when it comes to Jett's technique.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. We're going to pause this here coming up. I talked about how he does little things that are hard to pick up on, but are so efficient and good. And we're going to have Sid freeze the frame right now. So, Jett standing up through this corner, right? First of all, Feet on the foot pegs. It's efficient when you're going through deep ruts. If you don't practice this drill, you should. Keep your feet on the foot pegs, I believe, as much as you can. You see how Jett's right inner leg is just a little forward, and you can tell he's just hovering his right leg off the foot peg.
Yeah.
Well, why would he do that, Charles? Why do you think he's doing that?
He doesn't want to get it caught in there.
Yeah, so he's standing up, but he's also just hovering that leg just to keep it out of the way of the rut so it doesn't get caught. And I'm going to tell you right now, that is the result of countless hours of him probably doing stand-up drills and just focusing on technique. Watch these guys ride and take a bite out of what they do. Little things like this. There's another clip that I watched from Jett Lawrence at Fox Raceway. When he did the step-down jump, he landed, preloaded, and then jumped halfway down the hill to miss all the breaker bumps. Anyway, cool little thing that I know as far as Jett's technique goes. I see things like that, and I'm like, okay, that's why you're going. You look slower, but that helps you go faster.
Yeah, I thought I was paying attention, but
I geek out on that stuff, man.
That's
I watch
awesome.
it all the time. Okay, let's see here. Next thing, master pool passing line. This was another cool shot right here. Just cut across all the ruts.
Yep.
That was a boss move.
Cuts in on that one.
Jumped over that rut.
Looking smooth.
See how he jumped out of that rut?
Yeah.
Sid, watch that again. That's something you can pay attention to as well. Yeah. See, watch him. I got to see it one more time. Because he just... This is what Ken Roxon does a lot, too. Kenny stands up through so many turns, and his form is just so good. And he does little things like this. So watch Master Pool right here. Sits in this rut, and watch this, how he just kind of jumps out of it. Anyways, cool. Let's see here. Master Pool passing AP. We had this gnarly battle right here. Again, shout out. It's the bottom right-hand corner right there. Man, you could tell when Master Pool got around AP, you could tell AP was like, no, this is not going to happen to me. And AP just goes wide open up this hill right here as they come into this uphill and then go back down the hill. But, yeah, what a battle, man.
Yeah.
I just wish we had battles like that for the lead.
That'd be awesome.
But anyway, that's pretty cool. And then, yeah, Master Pool caught Ferrandis, and then he caught Webb. Had this little multi-rider battle right here.
Yeah, it was kind of cool seeing everybody. At one point, everybody was right around fifth, battling it
No,
out.
it's like, this is stuff that makes me happy. Webb's not that far out in front. Yeah, we got a poll right now. Do you put Master Pool on the podium this weekend? Like, I'm going to go no. I don't know. Pretty impressive, though. He got around Webb.
Yep.
I don't know, just shout out to Master Pool right here. And then, yeah, Webb wasn't stoked on this and didn't want to talk about it in the post-race press conference. Anyway, pretty cool to see. I was stoked on it.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Let's talk about top contenders here. Charles, is there any reason people shouldn't be picking Jett Lawrence to win?
You're crazy if you don't.
Okay.
I'm just saying that now.
No, it's fine.
It's a gimme.
There's absolutely zero need for it. Do we even need to talk about Jett? Other than the fact that he's gone 6-0? He's qualified fastest every round so far?
Leading every lap, right?
I don't know. His best lap in Moto 2 was almost 2 seconds faster than Webb, who had the second best lap. He's in it's a different sport.
Yeah.
Jett is playing a different sport right now. I feel like this is Tiger Woods prime time against everybody else.
It is.
That's how it feels right now. It's just not fair.
I wonder if he likes
look at his averages. They're all ones.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Does he like just chilling out front? I'm sure he does, but
He's
deep down, do you want somebody to challenge you so you have to push yourself?
No, he likes those paychecks are cashing, dude.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. Plessinger, look, I don't think anybody's going to deny he is the second best of all the other riders right now. His moto scores, he just needs a little bit more consistency. He's had a couple weird incidences. But if there was a rider that could give Jett a run for his money, he would be it.
Yep.
But, yeah, I don't know. That's all I got. AP is right there. You can see his moto scores. Webb, who do you have on your podium, did you say? Are you doing Webb or Ferrandis for your podium to round it out?
Let me look on
I have Ferrandis on there. What do you guys have? So right now, we still got Master Pool on the podium here.
I actually don't have Ferrandis on there. which is sad.
You don't have Ferrandis where?
On my podium.
Well, it's not sad. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Let's see here. Webb, 4.54.225. He's right there. He just doesn't have the speed. And the thing about Webb is I honestly don't think Webb cares to beat Jett. I mean, he wants to beat him, so maybe I worded that poorly. I feel like Webb is okay with Jett winning because Webb's in this for the long haul, right? He's looking at the Super Motocross Championship, 3-round playoff at the end of the year, but he's also looking at, I think his mindset is like, look, I'm probably not going to beat this kid, but if he makes a mistake, I'm going to be right there to capitalize and be the next guy in line to, be first overall in the championship.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I think as time goes by, I kind of think he's going to start expecting it from himself to go push even harder and be up a little bit closer.
Well, none of these guys want to get smoked by a rookie every single moto. Does Jett go 22-0? Too soon?
Probably.
Too soon?
Too soon.
Yeah, what about Kenny Roxon, dude? Though. People talk about him in the chat right now. I went and looked up some of his past results here. His average moto finish at High Point going back to 2016 is 3.5. So he's been good at this track. And last time he raced at High Point in 2016 on an RMZ 450, you know what he did? He went 1-1.
Yep.
So, I mean, is his fitness good enough? Can't imagine he's been just cranking out motos all summer.
Yeah, but at the same time, my thoughts.
What?
He's going to be rested up. He's had some time away from racing, kind of chilled out. Now he's got the itch to go race.
That's true.
I think he's going to come out fired up, wanting to give Jett a run for his money.
That being said, however, he has nothing to gain, right? Nothing to gain. Maybe a podium bonus.
Yeah.
So if he's not just gelling 100% with the bike, forget about it. He's not going to do anything risky, right? He's got World Supercross stuff coming up. So I feel like Kenny could be a threat, but he's got to have the bike set up dialed. So that's all I'm saying. Does Kenny push it super hard? No. But hey, if he rips a whole shot, if he's up there in the top 3, I'm sure he's going to try and run up there as long as he possibly can. So it wouldn't surprise me. That's what I love about outdoors. You got 2 races.
Yeah.
There's the overall.
Yeah, shakes things up.
Does. And it also makes it freaking hard to know what the heck you're going to do with the wild card when it's 14th.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Sansarulo, his hand issues got to give him problems. His average moto score is finish is 5.17. His starts, he hasn't even come close to really a whole shot. And then you just kind of see last week, he was fading. Masterpool, when he passed him, AC didn't really put up a fight. So I just don't really have much confidence in AC, as far as I think Kenny this weekend for sure beats AC.
Oh, yeah. I would agree 100%.
That's my assumption. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think he still rides. He's riding great, but I don't think I think it's going to be a minute before he gets a podium.
AC? Yeah, things have got to go right. And it's unfortunate because he has the raw speed. It's just his arm issue, I think, is what's giving him the problems. Masterpool. Raced 250s at Paula, and then he's jumped up to 450. Let's see, he went 5.4 for 3rd overall. Or he qualified 3rd last week. Yeah, Moto 1, he went from 25th to 7th in 6 laps. Took him 6 laps to move up 18 spots.
Knows how to move up.
Let's see. Yeah, he's privateer award. I don't know. Admit he's had a rough couple years, but he's ready to put in the work. I hope so. He's kind of one of those mysteries. He was on Star Racing on the 250s, ripped some hole shots, led a lot of laps in 250s, but I don't know. He's never really done anything in Supercross. He's raced Supercross, but he's never even, scratched at a top 5 or anything like that. So it's kind of interesting. Props to him, though. I like it. I like that he's mixing it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Chuck, should we get into Wildcard Watch here?
Let's do it.
Okay. Let's do this. We need some help here, people. I don't know what y'all want to do, but we have so many riders that could be 14th overall. There's probably going to be a couple riders that we're maybe not thinking of, but heck, I mean, here we go. I feel like close my eyes and throwing darts at a dartboard right now. What do we got up here? Okay. We got, correct me if I'm saying this wrong, but Stepik could be a good pick. Let's see here. Ryan Surratt right here, 77. So he didn't race last weekend. I think he had an off-road race or some sort of obligation he was going to go to. So he didn't race last weekend, but his first 2 rounds, he went 14th and 12th overall with moto scores of 11, 17, 11, 12. So he's right there. Yep. But now Kenny's coming back, so that's one more guy that he's going to push him back a little bit. And then we have no idea where Phil Nicoletti's going to fit in.
Yep.
But he's coming back.
Yep.
But he does not have the fitness. He's going to get beat by a lot of these guys. Lacrucio, he's got 9, 9, 10 overall. His moto scores are all better than 14th. So, I don't feel like he's a good pick for that. Boutron, he's kind of been all over the place. He hasn't started worse than 9th.
Yeah.
But he's just had, 10, 8, 16. But then he got that 5th, 21. So he's just all over. But his average finish is 13, or right around there. But Chiz.
Not consistent enough, yeah.
I feel good about this number.
That's
11 right here.
Good.
That's who I have. Who do you have right now for the wild card, Charles? Do you have Chiz?
Romain Pop. I think you say Pop.
Poppy, Pape, however you want to say it.
Swedish? No, it's
I don't know.
French.
Is it French?
Uh-huh.
So I don't know how to pronounce that. Pop.
If anyone knows,
Poppy.
let us know.
Yeah, he went 14th, 13th for 13th overall last round. And his moto, I don't know what happened at round 1, but after that, look at that. He's been 14th twice and 13th once.
Yeah, I'm liking
him
that.
and Chiz are going to have a battle for this wild card spot, I feel like, when people see these stats on these guys.
Yep.
I mean, Robin, his first overall 3 rounds, he's kind of bounced all over, but he's kind of right there in the middle. His moto scores, I mean, pretty good. He's got a couple of 9th and 8th, but then he's had some bad motos at Thunder Valley. So I don't know. I mean, he's a little bit more.
Yeah, we were just talking about this dirt being similar to Thunder Valley, right?
This track, is it? Yeah, Benny said that a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't know. We got more riders up here to talk about than we have space for number plates. But Lucas Marcellisi, hope we're saying that right. He got 14th overall last round, but he finished 18-29 in the first 2 rounds. So that was a big improvement for him. And then Welton, he went 11-11 for 12th overall. I don't know how that happens. But his moto scores, he's had good and bad. He hasn't really had 2 consistent except for last week, because before that he'd have a 30th plus and then a 15th at 37th.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I gotta keep it more consistent for my pick. I
got to go with the rider for 14th overall that's going to show some consistency, which for me is going to be Kyle Chisholm or, man, I don't know. Robin looks good. So does Surratt. I don't know. What do you guys think right now? Who's everybody picking? Max Miller could be a good one. We need to talk about him. Max
Beta
Miller.
2-stroke is saying Boutron.
Yeah, Boutron, but he's been good, man. I mean, look at that. He's okay. So he's had a couple motos outside of 14th. His average finish is about 13. What about Nicoletti? Where does he finish? I mean, I would put Nicoletti in like that 12th to 18th range.
Yep.
Just based out of fitness. Speed-wise, he would beat most of these guys up here pretty easily, I feel. But fitness-wise, a different story. And he's got the wrist. Yep. Tyson says, I heard it's Pope. It could be for Poppy or Pape.
Yeah. Yep.
Push them back Pope. 2 spots, now a range. I don't know. Max Miller could be good. Chiz for the wild card sounded good to me.
Yeah. I think that's a great choice, but I'm sticking with my guy.
Who's your guy?
Pope.
Pope?
Pope.
Poppy? Poppy? Yeah. Pope? All right. Sounds good. What do you guys think right now? I don't know. 9-9 for 11th overall. Nicoletti. Charles, you might not get it, but that's actually a joke. Because everything bad that can happen it seems to always happen with Nicoletti.
Uh-huh.
So Nicoletti could literally get like 8-9 moto scores and finish 12th overall. Like that's a real possibility for Nicoletti. So shout out to CC.
That's
you won
awesome.
the internet today. I like that. Yeah. So I don't know, Charles. Is there any other riders? I mean, throw some darts at a dartboard. Look at qualifying to see who's maybe finishing right around that 14th position. I like Jose Butron. He's only started worse than 9th, or I didn't finish my sentence. He's only started worse than 9th, I think, 1 or 2 times. So he's a good pick.
I do like Beta 2 strokes point, though. Move everybody back 2 positions.
Because of Nicoletti and Roxon?
Yep.
Yeah, but Nicoletti, I don't think beats half these guys. He'll beat some of
Yeah.
them for sure. But like, Rage 0462 mentioned Drake. Derek Drake rode phenomenal last weekend. Faded a little bit at the end of the motos, but he was running well inside the top 10 and looked like he was doing it pretty easily. So, I mean, unless something bad happened, I wouldn't put him there for that.
Move them back 1.
Move everybody back 1.
I like that.
And then throw darts at a dartboard. Like Bird Box, dude. Just blindfolded, just go for it. But, hey, if you get the wild card correct, guaranteed you're going to take a bump up over some other players as far as points go. 100%. Okay. I don't know. Beta 2 stroke, you won't do it. He won't put rocks in the wild card like that. Okay.
No way.
Remember the link to the Discord. Oh, we got some memes. Sid, throw up some of the memes that we have from the last few rounds. Ooh. The lappers are gnarly.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? It's the 12th man on the field, the 6th man on the basketball court type deal. The lappers.
Yep.
I like it.
6 man.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of Jett ones in here. That one is good though. They're all about Jett.
Yep.
I mean,
This one's good.
oh yeah, that was James Stewart quoting that. You got to race the track. What do you think these factory guys are thinking right now of Jett? Do you think they're okay with it? You think AP's just like, dude, this is not good? I mean, AP's ride really good.
Yeah, they know it's not good.
I don't think they all thought Jett was going to be this good.
No.
I'm just bummed Sexton's not there.
Yeah, that would have been great. See some more battling up front.
Okay. Dude, and Jett's like 19.
Yeah. Scary.
Lord help the 450 class in the
Yep.
next few years.
Yep.
Like, they are screwed. Oh, Ty Masterpool. Kind of true.
Yeah.
Ty, like, if you're Ty Masterpool and you're passing Ferrandis and Webb and even AP and Adam Cianciarulo, like, the confidence-wise, because now that he's beat those guys, he's going to expect to do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's
If you
going to
know
be up
you
there
can,
somewhere.
you're going to do it again. He
Yep.
just needs to get a start. And watch Ty Masterpool get a freaking hole shot and just check out or something. You know what I mean? What if Jett's winning streak ended a Ty Masterpool? You think Jett would be upset
Greatest
about
upset
that?
in the
It
history of
would.
motocross.
Could you imagine if Ty Masterpool was the one that did it? Be
That'd
kind of
be
crazy.
awesome.
Okay. That being said, we're going to do a gear set giveaway. You know, throw some MSR gear. So remember, you just got to be over 18. You got to live here in the contiguous United States. But we can do an MSR gear set. So keep submitting those memes. The link to the Discord is down below in the description. So go there. We have the general chat where you can just, we chit-chat all day long on race day. That's where you can submit the memes. You can post your pics in there. All the good stuff. So make sure you go and do that. Charles, anything else? Reminder on prizes.
Yeah.
Sid, one more time, weekly prizes. Can we get them up there? There they are. Look at that, ASV. And again, thank you to these sponsors that make it possible. ASV, 7, James Stewart's company, Rhino Power, Fly, Eline, O'Neill, Scott, Works Connection, the Cherubies, Tusk. Thank you. And also,
Then we still got our 90 gift cards.
Yeah, the 90 Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com gift cards. So you get an
Plenty of stuff.
e-credit. Remember, too, if you win one of the credits, the gift cards, those are sent to your email. So those, just be sure to be checking that out. We need to make our picks, Charles.
Let's do it.
We didn't lock them in yet. Thank you
Lock
for the
'em in.
reminder, Robert. Okay. You want me to go first?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, let me pull them up here real quick. Here's who I got. I got Jett, Lawrence first. I got AP second. I've got Ferrandis third. I've got Kenny fourth. Where'd he go?
Are they?
I've got Webb fifth. And then I've got, for my wild card right now, I've got the Chiz, dude. Where'd he go? There he is. Those are my picks. That's who I got. I feel, well, oh no. Oh, dude, sorry. I have Master Pool for fifth. What am I thinking? Get out of there, Webb.
No Webb, huh?
I do. I mean, dude, you do it once, you do it twice. You give a mouse a cookie.
Yeah, I think that could happen. But
Okay.
I have different picks. I don't think he does it twice. Sorry. He's probably going to be sixth, right there somewhere. But I actually have Jett in first. That's a given. Roxon, this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I think he's coming out swinging. Rested up. I've got AP in third. And then got Webb right after that. And then I'm doing Ferrandis. And then I've got Pope.
Pope.
Pape.
Pape. Pope.
Uh-huh.
So
Where'd he go?
you're telling me right now, Chuck, you think Kenny is going to be AP and Ferrandis overall?
I do.
That is the most unconfident grin
Okay,
slash
here's the
smile
thing.
I've ever seen.
Here's the thing. I know. Okay, here's why it sounds crazy is because he hasn't been riding outdoors with these guys, right? And usually it takes people a few races to get into the swing of things. But it's not like he hasn't ridden a motorcycle. Not like he hasn't won. Not like he hasn't won here. He's got the experience. You know, not his first time on a Suzuki. So, I mean, he's familiar with that. I don't know how much setup transfers over from past years or whatever.
None.
But, okay, well, none. Either way, he's got the experience. He's rested up. I think he's going to come out swinging.
Well, hey, look, if he pulls it off, you will look like a genius, and I will give you credit. I swear on my life, Charles, if you keep your picks as they are right now, and I get a booyah text, no fake outs. Don't send me some. Oh, well, I'll know if it's a fake booyah. But if you keep your picks like this, and I get a booyah text and they're good, I will be pretty upset. It will be like, you are my Master Pool and I'm Cooper Webb, and you just passed me straight up in a moto. That's how I feel right now, just so you know.
Well, there it is. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Am I crazy?
I don't know. Carbon Gamer says he's ready. And I don't think Anderson's racing. He's not on the entry list. Cowie made a post saying he just got back on the bike, and he's gonna be back in a few weeks. If he ends up coming back, that's another conversation. But I don't want to fool everybody and to be like, yeah, Anderson's going to be racing, and then you get all hyped, and then he's not there. So look out for qualifying. But he's also been off the bike for, a month?
Yeah.
So it's hard to come out after a month on the couch. I know temperature's going to be mild at High Point, but to come off the couch and do 230 plus twos, it's pretty tough to do. I don't care who you are.
Even
Chuck's crazy, says Robert Wolf. They both crazy with the picks. Nah, come on. All right, well, that's all we got, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in live. We had an absolute blast today. Again, big thank you to Benny Bloss. Make sure to follow him on Instagram. Be wishing him luck with everything he's got going on with Beta. And as always, subscribe to the Rocky Mountain YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're live every Thursday right here. Our next race is Redbud, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Guess who's calling in for Redbud?
AP?
This man right here.
No way.
Mr. America himself. Aaron Plessinger is going to be calling in for Redbud, so you do not want to miss out on that. So join us here. We have a break after High Point, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have a break.
I think so.
And then it's Redbud. Okay, well, that being said, hey, happy Father's Day, everybody, to all the dads out there coming up this weekend, too. So watching some moto and enjoying Father's Day. So, again, shout out to everybody. Thank you so much for joining us live. We love you all. Thank you for supporting us. And, yeah, we will see you next week.
Catch you.